Hey everyone, welcome to another ranking, and here's my ranking of the motion captured animated films. Remember, this was like a bit of a phase for a few years when they did motion captured animated films. They don't do them anymore. I'm a little sad because they looked a little funny and looked a little weird. I kind of enjoyed most of them, and even the ones I didn't enjoy, I respected they tried something very unique and different with the technology of animation. Um, from my knowledge, I've only watched 6 of these films. I'm not including the Happy Feet movies, even though there is motion captured in them for some of the dancing sequences. I'm only gonna focus on the 6 I've seen, and they are mostly motion captured. Yeah. That's it. Just these 6. If there's more, or if I'm forgetting other ones, just mention them in the comments below. Whatever. I'm just gonna talk about these 6 films and rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. Coming number 6 is the worst one, and that is Mars Needs Moms. And everyone blames this one for motion capture animated movies not existing anymore, and I 100% understand because this movie is crap from start to finish. It has a shitty story. The animation looks butt ugly. Um, there's nothing memorable or funny about it, and I can't see either kids or adults liking it. So, yeah, it's a huge disappointment, and I can't think of a single redeeming thing about the movie. So, I have nothing positive to say about Mark Needs Moms other than it exists and it shouldn't. So, number 5 is Beowulf. Beowulf is not a good movie, but I respect it. I respect the film. It's not good. It doesn't have a good story. It doesn't have a single interesting character or a single interesting theme or idea that's fascinating. Some of the creatures are cool, though. The style is pretty cool, though. It looks dated now, but at the time, it looked cool, man. Like, the movie looks pretty sweet. And actually, the Angelina Jolie is really cool in the movie, and she gives a pretty cool performance in this motion capture performance. And it is overlong. It's pretty dull, and it's not an interesting film, but it looks cool, and the style is cool. And I was kind of like, I remember when I first watched it, I was kind of blown away by the technology. I'm like, oh, this looks pretty fucking sweet. I'm actually excited for more of these kind of movies. This one was kind of slow and boring and not interesting. I'm looking forward to what more they could do. And yeah, they didn't give us much, but they gave us better than this. But Beowulf's not a good movie, but I respect it. Number 4 is Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. I think this was like the first of its kind to do this like kind of photorealism motion capture performances. This movie's also kind of like Beowulf. It's not very good, but I respect it. I respect it. And I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan. Like, there's a lot of Final Fantasy references from other video games into this movie. Very cool stuff. The lead character is boring as hell. She is not a very interesting character, and she is not enough to carry the whole movie. There are some cool ideas in the film, and the ending and the climax is pretty epic. And some of the technology and some of the visuals are really cool. Again, a bit dated, but very cool at the time. And I watched this a couple of years ago on a rewatch to see if the movie held up. I watched it like a year after it came out, and I was like, that was okay. So then I watched it years and years later, which was just years later. Yeah, 2 years later. 2 years ago. I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, 2 years ago, I watched this movie a second time, and I respected the movie. Like, I'm like, this isn't great, but I can see what they're doing. I can see where they're coming from with this movie, and I understand what they were trying to do. Did it fully succeed? No. But again, like Beowulf, I kind of respect it. So, I give it that. Number 3 is Monster House. I enjoy Monster House. I think it's a very good movie. There is actually some pretty fucked up imagery. Like, there's some creepy stuff, pretty great atmosphere. The house is really cool, very well designed. Some of the comedy is pretty bad. It's very childish humor. Yeah, I know it's a kids movie, but it's not funny. Like some people find it funny, it's not funny. And some of the characters are a bit one note, but they work well enough for a story like this. The movie is a lot about its creepiness, its eeriness, and its cool story. It's a very good story. It's got great atmosphere, good tension for a kids' film, great music. The music is very good in this film. And it works for what it is. It's a spooky comedy, like horror film for kids, and it's all that, and it works. It's a great Halloween movie, and it's a very good motion captured animated film. It's not amazing, but it's good. It's very good. Number 2 is The Adventures of Tintin. Steven Spielberg's Tintin. He did 2 films in 2011, Warhorse and this. This I liked more, even though Warhorse is a good film, but this is a damn great film. This and my number 1 are just so good. And this could have been a franchise. I feel like if it just did better in the box office and more people saw it, I think this could have been a great franchise, this Tintin franchise, because this is a fun movie. It's got pirates and treasure and like amazing action adventure sequences. Again, this is like Indiana Jones animated film. This is like fucking Princess Bride. All the great classic adventure fantasy stories we all grew up with, all put into an animated film, and it's just so fun. They also got like Simon Pegg, Jamie Bell, and Daniel Craig in this film. All are great. Great villain, great lead characters. This is just a fun movie. I highly recommend it. I know a lot of people still have never seen this movie, and they should. Like, you should watch it. And like, you don't even need to be a Tintin fan or know anything about Tintin to understand anything what's happening. Just go watch it. You'll have a blast with it. Number 1 is Polar Express, though. It's got a huge following now. It was very underrated for years, but now most people love it now. So, great movie. There are moments in the animation it looks a little weird and a little dated, especially on some of the children. They look a little weird looking, and that's it. Everything else is great. I love the story of this like train that takes these children to the North Pole to help them believe in Santa Claus, because they're all like disbelievers. The whole movie is about a belief structure of Santa Claus, and the metaphors and the atmosphere and all the great writing in this film is just, it's so well done. The music is great. There's no like compelling characters, but they all work well enough. Tom Hanks does a lot of voice work, and he's great in the film. I do like the ending. It's a very bittersweet ending. I really enjoy it, and it's a great like Christmas adventure film that I watch every year on Christmas, and I adore it. And out of this like motion captured animated films, is not as much as there isn't a lot of them, this is the best, and I really wish they made more movies like The Polar Express. It's really good. So yeah, that was my ranking of the motion captured animated movies. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me what is your favorite and least favorite motion captured animated movies. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.